it's bacon here. And this is how I beat Tower of Externalizing. This tower is peak extreme difficulty, located in Ring 8 of Eternal Towers of Hell. The gameplay is brutally hard, based mostly off wraparounds, but surprisingly forgiving, which in some ways is exactly why it's classified as peak extreme. So, how can it be forgiving and hard? The tower has 2 safety nets, not counting floor 1. There's a net on floor 6 that covers everything up to floor 9, meaning you can't fall all the way back to floor 1. Then, floor 10 has its own invisible net, so falling takes you back to the beginning of floor 10. Even with those nets, most of the gameplay still sits solidly in the extreme difficulty range, mostly based off of wraparounds. Floors 1 through 5 go from high insane to mid-extreme difficulty, which is pretty balanced for a 2019 soul-crushing tower. But Crimsoneth,
Yes! Oh my god. That might be it.
decided that because of the floor 6 net, he could crank things up. Floor 6 starts at bottom extreme. The gameplay on this floor is solidly balanced and doesn't really have major jumps in difficulty. But then, floor 7 is considered mid to high extreme. This floor wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't a low jump section all the way through. Oh yeah, that also means if you don't over practice this floor, you probably won't be getting past it very often. Floor 8 hits peak extreme to even low terrifying. Most of its difficulty resides after the first half of the floor, where Crimsoneth started spamming stupidly hard trust gameplay, making it go from low terrifying gameplay to peak extreme and even low terrifying gameplay. Floor 9 is considered as low to mid terrifying. It's also over 4 minutes long and includes an outside section I'd personally rate as mid terrifying. Oh, did I mention that this is not only the longest floor, but the hardest and riskiest floor? You could fall all the way back to floor 6 on this floor on numerous occasions. Floor 10 is more of a breather, dropping to high peak extreme, if you can even call that a breather. Thankfully, its net means you're safe all the way to the final jump, which is surprisingly easy. Anyways, that is a solid overview list. Hope you enjoyed the voice commentary, and have fun. Day 1 started off exactly how you'd hope. In just 15 minutes, I made it all the way to floor 5, which is kind of ridiculous considering my previous best was barely scraping it to the last jump of floor 3. So yeah, progress. I got through the outside and inside of floor 5 without too much trouble, and suddenly I was standing on the net of floor 6 for the first time ever. Big moment. I AFK'd for a bit on floor 6, and when I came back, I felt pretty confident, probably because of the net under me. That confidence actually paid off. On my next run, I reached floor 8 and got really far. Further than I had any business going. And then it all ended at the final jump of floor 8, because Roblox physics decided that today wasn't the day. Classic. Still, it felt like floor 9 was right around the corner. I mean, I got to 4-8 that fast. Surely it was just a matter of time before I got to 4-9. Right? About 20 minutes later, I got another decent run going here. And the same jump said no. Again. Twice in a row. I'd call that unlucky. But at this point, it just felt personal. After that second fail, my motivation kind of packed its bags and left. From there, I spent about 40 minutes in a beautiful loop of failing 4, 6, and 7. Over and over. True test of patience. Eventually, I did manage to pull together another 4-8 run. And once again, it didn't end well. Shocking, I know. At this point, I was just kind of mentally done. The tower had officially worn me out. To end the day, I told myself, one final run on 4-8, then sleep. I didn't even make it halfway through. Beautiful send-off. Day 1 statistics. 4-7. 20 plus fails. 4-8. Around 5 fails. 4-9. 0 appearances. 8 out of 8 heartbreak. Oh hey. I wanted to make a cool edit using Studio about me on vacation, but due to my software being dog shit, I decided not to do so. Yeah, we're on day 3, September 6th. The video before was on August 12th, and also a very cool person decided to make a thumbnail for me. So, day 3. Wanna know what happened on day 3? I was rustier than rust in its purest form. 110% rust, and my goal was getting to the net. I didn't even get past floor 1, so I just called it a day after 5 minutes. Day 4. Yes, we're going this fast. Day 4 was still rust-coated and an absolute mockery of my actual skill. My best run on day 4 was an improvement of floor 1. I got to floor 5 and even got to the second to last jump but then Roblox screwed me over. I have no clue what happened here, a mix of bad luck and total shit, and I spent 3 hours on day 4 of just loop failing over and over again. So I guess it's time for day 5. This is the third longest day behind day 2 and 6. Now this is where I stopped being rusty, and I finally reached the net. Although I believe I reached the net off stream once and instantly got disconnected. Although now it is day 5, and let's concentrate on that. Day 5 was how do I put it? One of the craziest grind days I've ever had. In any tower. 8 floor 9 runs. Yeah. Well, let me say this. if I fully commentate on every single run I had that day, I would drag this video far longer than it needs to be. So I'm just gonna put it in important runs. In my first run on 4.9 that day, I got past my personal best and even got past the slant adjustments. Sadly, I failed the next jump. After that, I had 3 more runs to 9, then I had the run. I fell on an easy jump. And honestly, it was totally my fault. You wanna know the funny part about that fail? I was 5 jumps away from the teleporter to the outsides of 4.9. After that, my next 4.9 fail was 2 minutes later. I slipped somehow? Alright, my next run was 30 minutes later. Due to a loss of consistency, in just 30 minutes I had 6 4.9 runs, and now for 30 minutes I didn't have a single one. After 30 minutes of failing, this finally happened. Yeah. I messed up on a 3x3 stick out, and 30 seconds later I failed by okay. Guys, I know I'm blaming physics for a lot of things, but bro, this is dumb. Yeah, my last 4.9 fails were on the first jump. So in total, I had around 9 to 10 4.9 runs. Pretty good. And I guess now it is time for... Well, we're here. Day 6. Getting to 4.6 was easy. Now, after so many days of grinding, I was finally consistent. And there was only one thing left for me to do. Beat the tower. Before that, my friend, let's call him Matthew, had been on stream. And after that, with racing. I spent about an hour on my first stream that day. It's privated now for private reasons. During that session, it took me an hour and a half to reach 4.9. And I failed. Like an idiot. I slipped off one of the easiest reps imaginable. And after another light 4-9 fail, I decided to take a break. That's when Wit Racer came in and saved my mental from completely collapsing that day. And then, almost instantly, I got another 4-9 run. Sadly, that run ended because the ledge just wouldn't let me jump. But I wasn't done. I saved myself again and pushed for another run. Only to fall to a head hitter. It took me another 20 minutes to make it back to 4-9, and this time, something unexpected happened. You'd think it was a 4-9 outside run, right? And I'm guessing that by me giving you that answer, you know it wasn't one. So yeah, wrong. I slipped again. Of course. But I managed to save it. I kept going, now more confident than ever, thanks to how consistently I would get past 4-8. So I went for another run after that fail, and this happened. Holy shit. No way. I actually did it. No, like actually, after what, 17? Maybe even 24-9 runs. I finally reached the outsides of 4-9. Now, before we continue with this run, let me tell you something. The outsides of 4-9 are noticeably harder than most of the tower. We're talking low to mid, terrifying level gameplay. But thank God there was a net underneath, because no amount of consistency could have saved me otherwise. This section had a net all the way through, and no jump was over the way. You were guaranteed to reach 410. 410 had a net too. It's kind of poetic, really. The entire tower had nets, and you couldn't really die until the very end, the final jump, the only one without a net. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? After 20 minutes of very intense gameplay, I finally reached 410. The 410. Now, 410 is special. It has one thing that defines it. The big spinner. It swings across the floor and nearly hitting everything inside. See how I said nearly? You see, it's about 90 studs wide. Huge, but not wide enough to hit you everywhere. There are a few safe spots near the spawn of 410, making 410 feel like a breather, a calm before the storm. See what I did there? Or at least it would have been a breather if I had actually practiced it. Because here's the thing, I didn't at all. I had 15 plus 4-9 runs in game, but probably less than 5 runs on 410 in practice. So yeah, not exactly a cakewalk. I had a few fails on 410, small mistakes, little nerves. Whitracy had to go. And then, right after Whitracy left, this happened. I finally got past the inside of Port 10. And now the only thing standing between me and victory was one final jump. I took a breath. And I beat the Tower of Externalizing instead. Thank you for watching. I hope I entertained you for however long this video is. And I hope you'll be there for whatever I climb next. See you. Goodbye.